Olá, leitores do blog Lei Islâmica em Ação. Aqui é José Atento, em algum lugar numa floresta canadense, com a oportunidade de entrevistar Paul Sutcliffe. Paul é um escritor, palestrante e radialista. Ele é autor de 2 livros fantásticos. O primeiro é Civilização Jihad, Islamização dos Jihad, que pode ser traduzido como Jihad da Civilização e o Mito do Islã Moderno. E o outro livro chama-se What Social Study Teachers Need to Know About Islam, que seria mais ou menos o que professores de estudos sociais precisam saber sobre o Islã. Livro que busca mostrar a história islâmica que os muçulmanos ensinam para as crianças muçulmanas. Paul irá fazer um balanço da infiltração islâmica nos Estados Unidos, servindo como alerta para o Brasil. So, Paul, how do you see the stage of the Islamic infiltration in the U.S.?
The infiltration has been since the 1960s. They actually celebrated 50th anniversary a few years back. It's scary. It was actually 2012 they celebrated a 50th anniversary. So to think that 50 years of infiltration has been going on, that's scary. It gets worse. They came in originally through Canada, because it was easier to get into the United States by coming through Canada. They got into the colleges first on a student visa. So watch your student visas. Then the professors came in as well. So the professors, when your Islamist professors move into your colleges, these are people who want Sharia. They'll move into your colleges, and then they create what's called influence. They use your media, and they will try to control the media. That will control your social life. They're going to try and change what you consider social, your normal social life. That's happened here. We now have things called Sharia swims, where only women are allowed to swim, and then only all the men actually have to leave the pool, the entire building. And these things are happening. We are dealing with more acts of terrorism because we are not stopping acts of civilization jihad. We're having people like CARE, which is actually Hamas in America. This is the Council on American and Islamic Relations. We know by the federal government has actually recognized them as having relations with a terror group, yet for some unknown reason, they are allowed to operate still in the United States. I can't figure it out. I've talked to FBI agents. They can't figure it out. So I'm still confused with that one. But even Canada recognized them as a terror entity. What did they do? They changed their name, and they're allowed to exist in Canada. So it's insane. So this stuff is happening here, and you're your neighbors, and this stuff is happening here, and it's probably at a much higher infiltration rate. The next thing they do is try to change your schools, what's taught in your schools. They're going to get in and change your children's textbooks because they've already done it here. AP World History textbooks, I've taken part in reviewing with a fellow Canadian, Saeed Shabi, here, and he did an outstanding job. We discovered an advanced placement world history textbook that was written to influence people to be sympathetic to jihad. And that is going around the world. So it may even be in Brazil today, that particular textbook. This stuff is very real. And the last stage, of course, is getting into your government and changing what your government does so it will become Sharia compliant. And this is all done from within. It's happened here. Look at the 2 congresswomen we have. We had 2 congressmen before them. So we're talking about 5-6 years now that they've been in office. And we can go back to Reagan's day. We had somebody in then, not in Congress, but in executive wings, doing things there. Under Obama, we had hundreds put into positions of government, and we've been fighting to get them removed since Obama left. We have one of them was actually Asma Mirza, the daughter of one of the Muslim Brotherhood leaders in this country. And it's insane. It's just, as Asma Mirza is, when you look at who she was and actually having access to, there's no way she should have been allowed in. There's just no way. She couldn't pass a security check if you, there's no way she could have got a security clearance. And she was in charge of the president, of secretaries, of the president's cabinet. She was in charge of their budgets. So they had to go ask her for permission if anything was wrong with their budget. And I want you to think about that. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that get in, change things slowly from within. We call that sedition here, and nothing has been done. I worry for your government. I worry for your people. This stuff has happened around the world and is happening again and again. Be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, and the press in general, how the press reacts to that?
In the United States, the press hides it. They protect the jihadists because in the United States, the press is what we call leftist or more towards what we call red, commies. And we have something created called the red-green axis, green representing Muslims, red representing commies. And because of that, it's dangerous. They protect each other. You've heard the statement, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. This is happening. The red-green axis functions in that. The Muslims figure it's easier to be friends with the commies because they're easier to take out. So when in the long run, they figure, both guys figure they're going to use each other, but in the long run, the jihadists, infiltrators, which are what we call seditionists, they are really not terrorists, they are seditionists. They will destroy your government from within. They don't commit acts of terror in general. They support them. They will support them with money. They will support them with their statements. But beyond that, no. So they're a scary group.
Right. Paul, thank you very much for your words and interview.
Thank you very much for having me.